We moved, and I was miserable for a really long time. I had to leave behind the world I knew. I hated my parents. I've had no one to share my pain with. Except for you. I cried for 3 hours in my bed last night before I fell asleep. I realized that I'm never going to be a child again. It's over, finished. I'm never gonna have armpits without hair underneath them ever again, and I'm supposed to get my period any day now. My mom said that she got hers when she was 12, so I'm way overdue. I don't like the way that I look in the mirror. My ears look really big, even though my mom says that I don't have big ears, and I see lots of fat on my body. Baby fat isn't cute at 13. My mom says that I'm going to get thinner once I get my period, and she keeps reminding me that it'll probably come soon because of the cranky attitude I have. I hate when she says that. Stupid baby. What do I have to look forward to with a new baby in the house? Especially a girl. Only someone my parents can love more than me. Guess who's going to get all the love and attention? Not me. I'm ready to talk to you about my secret now. I'm in love. His name is Rob, and he's super cute. He's on my bus, but not my class, because he's a year older. I don't know how I didn't notice him right away, but now that I have, I can't stop looking at him. He has brown hair, and he's about 6 inches taller than I am, and he doesn't swear like a lot of the older boys do. He's refined. At least, that's what my mom said he was when I described him to her. He hasn't really noticed me yet, but he will. I just know he will. I think about Rob morning, noon, and night. Right now my mom is in the hospital having the baby. I have a secret. I don't want a baby sister. I don't want the baby to die or anything horrible like that, but I just don't want it. Does that make me a bad person? Oh my god, Dad just told me that Mom's fine and I have a beautiful new baby sister. We're off to the hospital. I'll be back to tell you that I hate the baby. My dad said that the baby's name was Gloria. We went down to the nursery. There she was. My sister. She was wrapped in a pink blanket. I think I could like Gloria. Mom and Gloria got home from the hospital today, and my brother was leaping around the living room like a frog, screaming, "I have a baby sister and her name is Gloria!" It makes me sick. My mom had put Gloria in her bassinet. She came up to me, gave me a big hug and a kiss, and said, "Thank you for being my #1 daughter." It made me feel really good to hear that. I felt really glad that she was home. I need my mom. My mom just told me that she's going to start taking me out to dinner every week or so. She said that she'll do the same thing for my brother, but not at the same time. Good. I wouldn't be able to stand that. He's such a jerk. I am so excited, and I'm happy that I get to spend some alone time with my mom. Mom and I went to dinner, and it was wonderful. I was so busy telling my mom everything about Rob that I didn't even realize I was supposed to order. I was so embarrassed because that means that he heard everything I had said about Rob, but it's fine. He doesn't know us and we don't know him. The other day, Mom and I were home alone. I was home with a cold. For the first time in months, my mom and I have actually gotten a chance to talk. I told her how I was so confused and concerned about things. She said that it was totally normal for my age and gave me a big hug. She told me about the things that she and her best friends did at their age. They used to laugh, stay up late, and flirt with boys. She was 14 when she fell in love. I was so shocked. His name was Steve, and his dad owned a local gas station. She started telling me about when she kissed him underneath the back porch. But then the phone rang. I was so mad. She promised to tell me more. I really want to know what happened. I told her that whenever I'm really sad, I like to look at funny and cute YouTube videos of like dogs playing piano or singing or something like that. She said that she wants me to share cute stuff like that with her. I promised I would. It was such a good day. It was a secret day, just for the two of us. So, I wasn't going to tell you this. I felt really silly, and I don't really know why, but the same day that I stayed home with Mom, I got my period. Mom helped me in the bathroom, and it wasn't so bad. Then after that, I just stayed in my pajamas and lounged around all day. Mom made me a grilled cheese sandwich for lunch, and it really wasn't that big a deal. Do you think I'm weird? My mom and I went out the other night. That polite older waiter waited on us again. I started to tell her about Rob and how he said hello to me in the hallway the other day. My mom took me and my friends out, and they couldn't believe it when I told them I was going to Minnesota on a plane all by myself. My Aunt Grace invited me. My mom and dad said that I could go on a real vacation. I'm not sure, but the waiter seems to be getting a kick out of what I say whenever I talk about Rob. Here I am in Minnesota. When I woke up, my aunt had made me breakfast. Homemade blueberry muffins, and she offered me milk coffee. I'm never allowed to drink coffee at my house. After breakfast, she went outside and she showed me the milking cows that were heading out to pasture after being milked. I thought it was so cute because the calves always stay by their moms. We went out to the barn and it was so cute. There were so many animals. There were these little chickens eating their food. The pigs were playing in the mud, and it just seemed like this perfect little happy world where no one was hurt. Aunt Grace told me a lot of things. Turns out, my family has a lot of secrets. I had relatives that were Jewish and Native Americans. I even had a relative that was a slave. It was so amazing to hear about my family history, and my Aunt Grace even showed me pictures. Why hasn't my mom ever told me about this? How big can a family's secrets be? The summer's almost over, and to celebrate going back to school, my mom took me to Tuzio's the other night. And the same older waiter came to wait on us, and he waited for me to stop talking about Rob so that he could take our orders. Guess what? Can you believe it? Rob asked me to the harvest dance. I said, of course, I would love to go with you. His dad's gonna pick me up at 7 p.m. and then he's gonna take us both to the dance. Okay, tonight was the dance, and I got home, and my parents asked how it was, and I said that everything was fine, so I waited for them to go to sleep, and now I came back out so I could tell you all about what happened tonight, and I'm starving, so. Tonight was one of the best and worst nights of my life. I looked really pretty, because I did my makeup and my hair really nice, and I looked really pretty in my dress. When Rob picked me up, he was super sweet, and he was very kind, and he was just gentlemanly. No question why I'm in love with this kid. At the dance, we danced a lot, and he's at least 4 inches taller than me, so that's good. He kissed me on the cheek, so it felt so magical, and I was all tingly inside. So it was the worst night of my life, because his dad is the waiter at Tuzio's. I could have died. His dad was the man who heard me say how much I loved his son. Can you imagine how I felt when I got into the back seat and he turned around and I saw him? I couldn't tell Rob though, and I'll never know if Rob knew anything. Oh, that would be mortifying. I don't know how I feel about Rob anymore. I still think he's cute, but I almost feel like I lost someone. My mom asked me why I looked so tired, and I lied and told her that I had a stomach ache. She said that she was sorry, and I probably just ate too much candy, but she still wanted to hear all about the dance. I didn't know how to tell her that his dad was the waiter all along. I want to tell her the truth, and I want to get her advice, but I don't know how. The days have been going by slowly. I feel empty some days, and then completely fine others. My mom thinks that we're going to go to the same restaurant next week, and everything's normal. Rob just called me and asked me to the movies. I'm so excited. I can finally move on with my life. I don't have to be worried about going into my favorite restaurant again. And I know that Rob's dad's going to keep our secret. I'm not ready to tell my mom about his true identity, though. Maybe someday, when she's ready to tell me about all of our family secrets, I'll be ready to tell her about the pain I felt after finding out I just talked about how much I was in love with Rob in front of his dad the whole time. But for now, just being me is good enough. I found this old song by the Shakers, and I'm glad I did, because it's describing exactly how I feel. I thought you might like it if you heard me sing it. "'Tis the gift to be simple, it's a gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where you ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and delight.